All right, let's dive right in. We're going to explore a huge challenge in modern manufacturing. How do you make a perfect, permanent mark on something really delicate without completely destroying it? Well, the answer involves a high-energy laser that works cold, and honestly, the results are pretty amazing. This is the core puzzle that so many industries are trying to solve, from electronics to medical devices. You absolutely need to add serial numbers, logos, or barcodes, right? But the old ways, the traditional methods, can burn, warp, or just plain damage the product. So how do you fix that? Well, the answer has a pretty cool name: cold marking. Seriously, forget everything you think about lasers and burning heat. This technology was designed from the ground up to completely sidestep the usual problems and just deliver flawless results every single time. So how in the world does it work? It's actually fascinating. Unlike a typical laser that basically melts or burns the surface, a UV laser uses its high-energy light to kick off a photochemical reaction. Its photons have so much energy that they don't need heat. They just directly break the chemical bonds right at the surface. And that is the secret sauce to creating a super clean, permanent mark with almost no heat. Okay, so what does this cold marking stuff actually mean for a business on the ground? Well, it all boils down to three massive commercial advantages. We're talking incredible speed, pinpoint precision, and way better protection for your products. Let's just start with speed because this number is wild. We are talking about marking speeds of up to 25,000 millimeters per second. Now, to put that into perspective, that's 25 meters, the entire length of a competition swimming pool, marked in a single second. It's practically instantaneous. And in the world of manufacturing, that kind of speed is a direct line to profitability. This isn't just a small tweak. It fundamentally transforms your production throughput. It lets companies smash tighter deadlines and scale up their operations, all without ever having to sacrifice on quality. Now, beyond just pure speed, we have the absolute core benefit of cold marking, the minimal heat. This right here is what makes the technology a total game changer for anything sensitive. Because there's virtually no heat-affected zone, you can mark these incredibly delicate components, think tiny circuit boards, medical implants, or fine plastics, with zero risk of damage or warping. This isn't just nice to have. It dramatically cuts down on material waste, boosts product integrity, and frankly, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities for product design. And the benefits just keep stocking up. You get this unrivaled precision, down to a 10 micrometer line width. That's thinner than a human hair. It works on a huge range of materials, from glass and plastics to ceramics and metals. The marks themselves are super sharp and high contrast, which is perfect for branding and traceability. And because nothing physically touches the product, there's zero risk of contamination. Okay, let's get into the specs a little. You can see there's a whole range of models here with different power levels, from 3 watts all the way up to 10 watts, so you can tailor it for different jobs. But here's the crucial part. Notice what stays the same. That top-tier speed and precision? Yeah, that's standard across the entire board. It gives you a really flexible solution depending on what you actually need. All right, so the tech is impressive on paper, but where is it actually making a difference out there? Let's take a look at how all this versatility plays out in the real world. The applications are incredibly diverse. In electronics, it's being used for marking these teeny tiny semiconductor components. Over in the medical field, it's for engraving critical tracking numbers on surgical tools and implants. It's used on everything from plastic parts and custom glassware to the barcodes and expiration dates on your food packaging. The common thread here is that absolute need for a precise, permanent, and totally damage-free mark. But the real impact is best heard from the people on the factory floor. For example, a production manager over at TechPro Industries said this technology literally revolutionized their production line, and she specifically called out the huge boost to efficiency that came from its speed and precision. And then, from a quality control angle, you have Michael Smith pointing out another critical business need: compliance. He says the flawless, high-resolution marks are key for making sure they can trace every part and meet those super strict industry standards, which, in fields like medical devices or electronics, is completely non-negotiable. So we've talked a lot about the technology itself. Now let's zoom in on one of the key players in this space, Chihalo, to see how these awesome features are actually delivered in a commercial product. When you look at what Chihalo offers, they take that core performance and add something that's absolutely vital for a lot of industries: factory direct OEM customization. OEM just means original equipment manufacturer, and it means they can build and tailor a machine to your very specific manufacturing needs. That's a huge advantage for specialized jobs. And hey, this kind of tech isn't just for massive corporations. Listen to this. Sophia Lee, a small business owner, calls it a game changer. That versatility, being able to offer custom engravings on all sorts of different products, directly helped her business grow. It just goes to show you how this tech empowers companies of all sizes. Behind any great technology, there are some seriously smart people. For instance, the team at Chihalo includes engineers with advanced degrees like a master's and even a PhD in optical engineering, plus years and years of R&D experience. This is the kind of deep expertise that really drives innovation forward in this field. Since they were founded back in 2016, the company has really focused on that OEM and B2B manufacturing space, especially when it comes to custom solutions for big markets in Europe and Latin America. It really underscores just how global and specialized this industry has become. So all of this brings us to one final question, and it's really one for you to think about. Take a hard look at your own operations. Is your current marking process slowing you down? Is it causing waste and limiting what you can create? Or is it a source of strength, a source of efficiency and quality that actually gives you a competitive edge? The technology to make it the latter is already here.